Alright, moving on with our properties to linear functions. Alright, let's look at 10. My domain is how far left and right it goes. Well, this one goes left forever and it goes right forever. So my interval will go from negative infinity to positive infinity. This also can be written as just all real numbers. And my range is how far up and down does it go. Well, this one goes down forever and up forever. So it goes from negative infinity to infinity. Which can also be written as the all real number symbol. Where is my x-intercept? Well, it's just right here where it crosses the x-axis. That's the point negative 1, 0. And then where does it cross my y-axis? Well, that's right there. And that's the point 0, 5. Okay, and that brings us to E. Where is my function positive? Well, right here at your x-intercept is where it switches from being below my x-axis to the above it. To the left, it's below, and to the right, it's above. So the left side is going to be where it's negative, the right side is where it's positive, and it's all split there at negative 1. So if you go from negative 1 and to the right, it's going to be positive, and from negative infinity to negative 1, it's down below, so that's where it's negative. When you figure out an interval where it's increasing, well, if you travel left to right, your function is going to be increasing everywhere, no matter where you're at. If you keep traveling right, it's going to be increasing. And then H is where is it decreasing? Well, it never goes down, so we don't have that interval. And then our last part is end behavior. So as x approaches negative infinity, meaning as you go left forever, what's your function do? Well, your function approaches, well, if you go left forever, it's going to go down forever. So my function is going to approach negative infinity as x approaches positive infinity. Well, if you go right forever, your function is going to be going up forever. And so my f of x is going to approach positive infinity. And that's it. That's the whole thing for 10. And that brings us to 11. So this one's a little bit different. It's not a diagonal line, it's just a horizontal one. So how far left and right does my line go? Well, it goes as far left as you can possibly think, and as far right as you can possibly go. So from negative infinity to positive infinity. But what's my range? How far up and down does it go? Well, it doesn't go up and down at all. It just stays at one constant y value, which is this y value of 3. And so it's just this number, and if you have just a number, you put it in these squiggly brackets. They look just like that, okay? And that's what it is if it's just like 1 or 2 or just like some finite number of numbers, okay? And that brings us to C. What's our x-intercept? Well, it doesn't ever cross our x-axis, so this one doesn't have one. The y-intercept is going to be right there where it crosses the y-axis. That's at 0, 3. And then where is my function positive? Well, it never crosses the x-axis. So this one is positive everywhere, from negative infinity to positive infinity. Where is my function negative? Well, if it never goes down here, it's never negative. So this one doesn't have an interval where it's negative. What about, alright, next part, where is it increasing? Well, if you travel left to right, your function actually doesn't go up or down at all. So it's never increasing, it's never decreasing, but it does have certain end behaviors. So as you go left forever, what's your function do? Well, if you go left, it just stays at the same y value, and so my function is just going to go to 3. As your x's go to the right, though, as into positive infinity, what does your function go to? Well, if you go right forever, it still stays on 3. And so my end behavior is going to be 3 for both sides. And that brings us finally to 12. Okay, how far left and right does my little relation here go? Well, it doesn't go left or right at all. The only x value is negative 5. And so that's going to be your entire domain. It's just -5. But it does go up and down forever. So my range is going to go from -infinity to infinity. Where is my x-intercept? Well, it's just going to be right here where it crosses the x-axis. That's the point -5, 0. This one doesn't cross the y-axis, so it's not going to have a y-intercept. And these last bits here are asking about intervals or end behavior. Well, it's really, really difficult to have any sort of interval when the only domain you have is one number. Okay, we actually, this 12 is not a function, and so you can't actually answer or get these at all for any of these. Okay, this is not a function, and so with our only single domain of -5, you can't get an interval. There's no interval if there's only one number. Okay, and it doesn't travel left forever or right forever, so we can't get end behavior, and that's it. So 12 is done. There's actually only a few things you can actually write down, and that's the whole assignment.